What's good, everyone? Welcome back. And I'm filming these videos back to back, the one that I posted yesterday. But we're gonna react to Jimmy High Roller. I was just gonna film the one reaction yesterday, but I seen that he posted this video like 2 hours ago. But if you guys love the NBA and just watch these type of videos, you probably know of this channel. I'll still link it in the description if you haven't seen his videos, so you can check them out because you need to. The time he puts into his videos, like the analytics he studies, the stats and amount of research he does for any topic that he or any video that he makes is on another level. Like I don't see any other YouTuber putting in this amount of work for this for basketball. It's crazy. I'm not sure what this video is about. It's just titled "This Needs to Stop." Might be about some free agents, but let's see. The best player. It's just gonna be like a bunch of crazy hot takes. Bruh, coach. Oh hell no. Harden. Beverly, bro.
The good old hot take.
That was my
The
favorite
necessary evil
moment,
of the
bro,
sports
the plane.
world. Through the good ones, the bad ones, and the downright atrocious ones. We once again find ourselves racking our brains, trying to figure out how some people come up with this nonsense. But today, I've done the brain racking for you and found some of the hottest NBA takes on the internet. So, buckle up. This
Oh my
may
God,
be a
it's gonna be
bumpy
a lot.
ride.
Bro, I bet you not even only from fans, like random comments, because people are trolls, but it's gonna be a lot of crazy hot takes from experts that you see on TV that Draymond has recently called out. We'll see, you'll see. Gonna be some Kendrick Perkins on here.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform for building
cash
and
and
growing
assistance,
your
pay
business
bills.
online. Whether you've got a product or service you want to stint, but mandatory scrub through NBA social media and search for a new batch of hot takes. And to no surprise, what I found was downright appalling. Now, I'm no expert or anything, and I've definitely had my fair share of bad takes, but some of y'all should seriously have your accounts deactivated for the absolute
Oh my God.
tomfoolery y'all are posting on these pages. And after sifting through hundreds of takes, here's some of the best and worst that I came across. With rumors of Kyrie Irving leaving the Brooklyn Nets floating around over the past week, this first take speaks volumes to how I think a lot of NBA fans are feeling at the moment. And it might just be one of the best hot takes I've seen in a while. This NBA fan says that super teams and super team-ups bore him now. And I'm right there with him. After the renaissance of successful homegrown teams in the NBA over the last couple years, I don't know if I can take any more breaking news of two or more superstars potentially teaming up. I
Bro,
can't do it.
I can't believe Willard posted this. When my one homie sent me a picture of this, and like it just showed this part until you click on the video and see that Damian Lillard actually posted it. I was like, bro, are you serious? That is true though. Like, I'm more interested in homegrown teams. Like, even when we got KD, like most of our team was still drafted, and I always loved KD for what he did. But now it's just like him requesting trades and like him leaving the Warriors to try to prove himself, but then him a few years later, after having Harden and Kyrie and it not working out, getting swept in the first round, and then now he's requesting a trade to both #1 seeds in the East and the West.
Of two or more superstars potentially teaming up. I can't do it.
But
And
I
that's
always love
just
him.
the reports of these potential super teams. The
Hope let's
actual
get those
team
two
up of
rings.
superstars are even more boring than the news itself. I mean, just look at how the last few blockbuster team ups have gone. Kyrie and Durant, absolute shambles. Add James Harden, even bigger bust. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I'm not even
stay
joking
healthy.
when I say this. Sometimes I actually forget they're even on the same team. 3 seasons in and nothing to show for it. Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, first round exit. Joel Embiid and James Harden, too early to tell, but still bounced out of the second round. The last time a
I don't know about
superstar
that
team
one.
up worked was in 2020 when the Lakers won the championship. But ever since then, they've been a mess. Honestly, I hope the whole super team, superstar team up thing is just a phase the NBA has been going through, and that it will end soon. It's played out and it creates unnecessary hype around teams that, more often than not, accomplish virtually nothing. This is a really good take. This next take comes from a fan that seems to be fed up with the entire state of the NBA right now. This fan says that today's NBA has the weakest stars. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Ben Simmons, LeBron James, they also play in the weakest era. Now, in all honesty, this fan isn't completely wrong, but he's not completely right either. If we're referring to their skill sets and abilities, no, stop. Today's NBA is as loaded as it's ever been. Organizations used to build around tall wings with a tight handle and a three-point shot in their bag. Now they're just a dime a dozen.
Like the skill level now, bro, is the best it's ever been. Like, if you take it, like, bro, of course the fouls calls are ridiculous and it's getting soft, but they've made it better. But in terms of talent-wise, like, everyone combined, there's way more in this era, in my opinion. Like, what he's just saying, the three-point shooting, what you have to do, and that's just natural. It's evolution of the game. In 10, 20 years, that era will be more skillful than now, most likely.
25 years ago, if you could find a 7-footer who can shoot from outside 20 feet and not dribble the ball off their feet, they were a unicorn. Now those attributes are pretty much a requirement for most big men. It's just the natural progression of the game. Players use the generation before them as the blueprints and they build off of it. The league is so loaded right now that you've got first ballot Hall of Famers like Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Chris Paul, and LeBron James receiving virtually no regular season MVP votes. Just to make an All-NBA team, you have to put up a damn near 20-point double-double. This past season, Pascal Siakam barely squeaked into All-NBA third team, and the man averaged 23, 8, and 5 a game. 23, 8, and 5, and the man almost didn't make the cut. The NBA is exploding with talent right now, and if you believe otherwise, I implore you to just go watch a game. But I do think that the other half of this take has some validity to it. Mentally, psychologically, yeah, it does seem like some of today's NBA players are mentally weaker than some NBA players from the past.
I don't know if he's about to talk about it, but I feel like social media has a lot to do with it. Like, it's cool. Everyone's like buddy now, but I know I'm not that old. I didn't see the 90s or anything, but the 90s fascinates me. Like, the rivalries they had, like the true just like hate for each other, just go on the court and then hoop against each other. Granted, they were still friends, but I feel like the rivalries were way more intense back then. But when there is rivalries now, it is cool to see them interact on social media. But then you get people like KD that like go on Twitter too much and then they get in their own heads. Even though they tell you they're not, it has a little effect on it, whether you want to believe it or not. So it's like there's a lot of pros and cons with social media, like not even with sports, but just everything else in life. People just reading too much negative, like opinions and stuff about them, and just comparing themselves to others. It just
raging on social media, replying to tweets from fans, replying to tweets from members of the media.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, and most of the time it's people trolling, trying to get the attention of NBA players, but they look at it as, most of them, as it takes being serious. Like, if you're reading something negative about yourself, as much as you want to say, just don't let it affect you. Like, it most likely will. That's why in another alternate universe, if I'm 6'10" and I was in the league, like, I don't know if I would even have social media, or I wouldn't for sure try not to scroll. But when you're at that position, it's hard not to.
Media, replying to tweets from other players, complaining about every other call, or no call for that matter. So, yeah, I don't want to overgeneralize, but it really does feel like the NBA has gotten softer or weaker in that department. But let's be honest, if Twitter existed in the 80s and 90s, you cannot convince me that guys like Shaq or Dennis Rodman or Gary Payton wouldn't clap back at fans. I just saw Shaq slam dunk a fan on Twitter the other day. So this take isn't bad, but it isn't good.
Yeah, like if they had social media back then, they would partake in it too. Like Shaq and imagine MJ on social media, right? Oh my God. And imagine Rodman. That would be some entertainment. So like social media, like I was saying, there's pros and cons. Like you feel closer to the players because you can see what they're posting and what they're doing. A lot of them do Q&As, you can interact. So there's a lot of positivity to it, but on the other side, a lot of negativity, which is pretty much how it goes with a lot of things in life.
That's why I would say it's kind of refreshing to see Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He's doing his thing. I mean, I was like skeptical because, couldn't make a jump shot free throw, but after what he did last year, he won me over. I was, because I know even like he wouldn't have been a force back in the days.
Oh hell no.
That's
Would or
race.
would not?
What?
Would or would
Yeah.
not?
He wouldn't have been a force. He wasn't gonna be doing no Europe to the basket like he doing Europe step to the basket and just get layup. No, somebody gonna knock his head off.
What is Oakley saying? I never seen this. Bruh, how would he not? If anything, he would dominate more, bruh. And back then, they didn't even need to shoot threes. Oh my god, this is
come on the bench back in the day.
this is tough.
Yo, come on.
That's kind of heavy.
Come on.
All right, the first
two-time-
time I was like, oh,
the
maybe.
two-time
I mean,
MVP.
They're trying to be as respectful as possible, bro.
Two-time MVP coming off the bench, Giannis. Who's guarding?
Oh,
Who's
hell
guarding
no.
Giannis during your time?
Well,
Oh
if
hell
I'm
no.
guarding being power forward, the next power forward. I mean, it didn't matter. But he wouldn't have been, 50 and can't make a free throw or jump shot. No, he'd be at the free throw line.
Why do we do this? What does Charles Oakley have to gain by taking a shot at Giannis?
Yeah, like
Coming off the bench? If I've said it once, I've said it a million
I've
times.
never seen this.
All-time great players would be greats in any era. They would adjust their
Yeah.
game accordingly. That's what makes them great. This would be the equivalent of saying Shaq wouldn't be dominant in today's NBA because he doesn't have an outside shot. It's just ridiculous.
Bro, he'd
Do you
still be
really
the best
think you're
center in the
stopping
NBA.
this, Charles?
Shaq
Or-
was shit on Jokic and Embiid as much as good as they are, bro. They're not on the level at all.
This or this? Awesome. You know how to clothesline a guy and put him on his back. Congrats. Now Giannis knows this is coming, and next time he comes down the court, he's going to Euro step past you and punch one in on your head. Or better yet, he'll just go right into your chest full speed and get the call every single time. Physical defense does not automatically mean good defense. In fact, a
Still
lot of the
dunk on him,
times
bro.
it means the exact opposite. When you can't guard a guy, you end up just hacking him. And aside from the all-time great bigs we all know from Oakley's era, who exactly were these amazing bruisers that Giannis would be coming off the bench behind? Charles Oakley's best season in the NBA was in 1994. He was an all-star in that year. The starting power forwards across the league looked like this. Giannis is not only arguably bigger than every single starting power forward.
Oh my god, Chris Webber will lock him up. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, bro. Giannis better than every single person on this list.
Back then, the vast majority of these guys were just role players. Look at the Bucks starting power forward in 1994. Frank Brickowski. You're gonna tell me with a straight face that Giannis is coming off the bench for Frank Brickowski? Stop it. In terms of size and athleticism, the closest
who
thing
that
to
is.
Giannis in Oakley's era was probably David Robinson. And in the 22 games Oakley and Robinson faced off over the course of 13 seasons, Robinson averaged 22, 10, and 3 a game to Oakley's 10 and 9. Were there a lot of dominant big men in the 90s? Yeah, of course. Would Giannis have been one of those dominant big men? Yeah,
Yes.
of course. And to round out this episode of Hot Takes, this next one is a scorcher. After going back and retroactively looking at the 7-game series of the 2016 NBA Finals, this NBA page begs the question: were the 2016 Finals really all that exciting? Or was it a snooze fest up
Got
until
exciting after
Game
Draymond
7?
got ejected.
Stop it. Get some help.
I assume most people watching this video right now were fans of the NBA in 2016, which means I could probably assume most of you watched this series in real time. And if you did, you know how exciting this final series was from start to finish. Sure, by just looking at this series through the narrow lens of just the final score, it looks like it wasn't all that exciting. In 6 of the 7 games, the winning team
Yeah,
won
like-
by double.
Yeah, that's kind of a dumb take. As much as I hate this series just because the 3-1, whatever. But hey, if we lost this, like say we lost this and haven't won again, like brother, I'll shut down this video. But we got 4 Warriors got 4 rings, we're chilling. But yeah, this take's kind of dumb because even if we're up by 15 and like all the rest of these, the games were still intense the whole time. And a lot of the times, garbage minutes determines like the end score. Like the end score doesn't mean anything. You could dominate a team by 30 and then the bench goes on a run and you end up winning by 12. It doesn't, the final score doesn't tell the whole story. That's why you gotta watch the whole game, not just highlights.
Digits. 2 of the 7 games ended in a blowout of 30 points or more. But are we already so removed from the series that we can't simply recall how incredible it was? It's not like we're talking about the epic Celtics comeback over the Lakers in the damn 1962 NBA Finals. This was 6 years ago. In Game 1, the Warriors won by a decisive 15 points. But going into the fourth quarter, this was a 6-point game. Games 2 and 3 were complete blowouts, but the fact that two teams could
It could be a tight game, and in the last 2 minutes, the other team goes on a 15-0 run.
Each other by 30 points in back-to-back games in the finals was a compelling subplot in itself. Once the Cavs won Game 3, it really brought life back into the series. Game 4 had 2 lead changes in the fourth quarter. It wasn't until about 4 minutes left in the fourth that the Warriors broke away from the Cavs. Game 5, by itself, had enough excitement to make this entire series a certified hardwood classic. Kyrie and LeBron both going for 41 points, Klay and Steph combining for 61, 6 minutes 39 seconds left in the fourth, and this was a 2-possession game. This doesn't look like a snooze fest to me, and from this point on, just the idea of a team coming back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals set the NBA world on fire. It is insane to even think they pulled this off even 6 years after the fact, and it was even more insane in the moment. This take might just go down in the Bad Take Hall of Fame, but unfortunately that's all the racking my brain can handle in one sitting. Make sure to leave your NBA hot takes in the comments below. Of course, the hotter, the better. Hope you all enjoy.
Barkley.
And as always, until
I
next
gotta
time.
react to some Charles Barkley highlights. That's my guy. Damn. As always, he has amazing content. Ooh, look at these two. These 2 videos are really good. You guys should check these ones out. I love this one right here. Put my guy Curry in the top 10. But yeah, this is just in this one, like he didn't have to go as deep just because of the type of video it was with the analytics and all that, but just him putting in all that work and looking up the hot takes. Like I haven't even seen that. I don't know how popular that Oakley clip was. I think it kind of brings me back a memory. Like I may have seen like a screenshot of it, but I never seen the actual video. Like I saw the post and like the quote, but I never seen the full video like that. Like that's just crazy. That's just hating right there. But anyways, thanks for watching. Tomorrow I should have my video up. I'm going to the California Classic, which is just the summer league basically at Chase Center. When you get tickets, you can go 2 for 1. So the Kings are playing the Heat, so I'm going to see that game, and then right after the Lakers are playing the Dubs. So it should be fun to see some of the youngins play. And yeah, just look forward to that. Thanks for all the support, and as always, peace.